Gotta have your. I wish we would have done standup. We're counting down the time. We're already live. Oh, hey! Hey, welcome to the office. I'm glad you made it. We're trying something new today. We're trying, incorporating interaction. Okay? But the guys hey! Here's my sidekick, Andy Jensen. Welcome. Take that music down. There we go. Save that for later on. Hey, how about that? I should back this up rather than swing it over.
Oh, yeah.
Now, do I have to back up? Because look, I'm way up here in the corner, and you're way down there in the southwest. I'm in the northeast corner. You're in the southwest corner there.
So. Yeah, just kind of. This is kind of a ratchet shot. You're up, and I'm back.
Wait a minute. I'm in the north. I'm looking at a mirror image here. I'm in the northwest. You're in the southeast. That's where.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm in Seattle. You're in Miami.
I like that. I like that sort of it's like we're in an Orson Welles movie.
Well, we got the beards for the
restaurant.
That's right. We're the magnificent Ambersons.
There we go.
Or what was the third man?
Third man. Yes, the third man.
That's actually after Citizen Kane. That's my second favorite one.
That was directed by, I think, Perro, but he was in it, and he did that famous line on the
Ferris wheel.
On the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Which
you know what? When we do as we talk about movies all the time, especially with Sammy, is he back yet? What happened to him?
Sammy?
He was here and he disappeared. But anyway, every time we talk to Sam, we always get into movies. I do have a sports quiz that we're going to need Sam for.
Oh, excellent.
But unless you have some news, we'll talk during the show when we have all our guests on here about last night's award show.
The award show, yeah.
Because, on the morning radio shows after the Academy Awards, they're always talking about the awards. We should have talked. Next year, let's do commercials.
Yeah.
We'll do commercials for the show. All right, but anyway, let's get. Oh, Sam is back.
Sam is back.
I'm gonna bring him on real quick, just to let him know
it didn't work.
All right, I'm gonna take you off, Sam, to have Susan do her poem. So you'll be right back. Just a second. We'll get you back on here. Yep. All right, and now let's bring Susan out here for the poem. There she is. There's my lovely bride. And she did a poem last night for the award show.
Oh, wow. She's working twice.
Yeah. Oh, you weren't there for the beginning.
I was there for the beginning. I saw it.
No, did you? Yeah, she did a poem for she's known as our poetess, the off night unclub ale house poetess.
God,
I'm so talented and I can't win a lousy fake award.
We'll make one up for you next year. I mean, which one would you think you should have won?
I'd give you mine. Dead career. I mean, that would be fine.
Oh yeah, the undead
career.
He's old, but he just keeps chugging along.
It's like, he can't stop. He's like a
forgotten.
You also got nominated for the one that was adds a lot of not necessary lines to his jokes or something. You got nominated for that one.
Adds too many lines to his jokes.
Somebody else will like that. Adds too much information
to his jokes.
Yeah,
I'm doing a joke about
nominated for one award. I think it was the Still Likeable.
You got you got the Unsoiled Award. We had 7 people that were nominated for. Oh no, that was the most. I think it was the most we had. We had like 12 people got nominated for the Unsoiled, which was the people that got into the business and have not been affected by it, and they're still as nice as they were when they got in.
Nice.
Basically it's we should call it the Unjaded Award.
And then I'm kind of like, me? Am I jaded?
I don't know. You ready for poem? Are you ready for your poem?
Okay.
Take it away.
Whenever you are, but you'll have to shut up.
Okay. Well, you know when we're shutting up is when we do this.
Okay. All right. Here's your poem. Samantha Wohl, Detroit's Isaac Agree Synagogue's head, was stabbed multiple times and sadly found dead. While Hamas and Israel are fighting a war, Russia and Ukraine continue battling some more. In the USA, there's still no Speaker of the House. Come on, Congress. Why not nominate your spouse? Guinness World Record holder died in Portugal. He's done. Bobby, the world's oldest dog, died at age 31.
Oh my God!
Wow.
I hadn't heard about that dog.
Story.
A 31-year-old dog.
Are you gonna come back in? There you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, a third Guinness World Record, and the article I found even had the veterinarian talking about knowing the dog. So the dog actually was 31 years old, lived in Portugal.
Jeez.
Just passed by on Saturday.
Mm.
But don't ask me what breed. I don't remember.
And any more news on the Samantha Wall murder? Have you heard anything else on that?
No, they
so
have
let's
not made any arrests, but that's here in Detroit. And
I know.
and it
We'll catch when we get Sam on. We'll catch him up. We'll catch him up on that. Although it did make CNN, so it is a national story.
yeah.
But
yeah.
let's get everybody out here. No Wes tonight. Wes is at the Sammy Hagar concert because his son is a roadie for Sammy Hagar. So when they come to town,
Wow.
Wes goes to the Sammy Hagar show. So let's get.
Well, give
let's
my
get
best
Jason.
to everybody.
Are you taking off? Or are you going to stick around? All right. Here's Jason, and let's welcome back Sam. There we go.
Sam!
I tried to get on my laptop, and at first I saw you guys. I didn't see you. You know, I saw the little swirly things, and then nothing. And now
we could tell by the way you're reacting, you weren't really connecting completely because we could see you.
And when I look at it now, it says this is on my laptop. You're backstage. Only the host can see you, but I don't know if you can connect me on the laptop.
I've got you on. You're on live.
Yeah, but that's because I'm on my phone.
Oh.
I had to go on my phone because when I tried to do it, I'm gonna get off of this. I'm gonna leave it on the phone because I don't trust any of you, and then I'm going to try to go back on the laptop, and we'll see what happens. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, he's kind of it's kind of like the people that we had. I told everybody they have to come to the Unnie Awards because if they don't come there, somebody else will accept for them, and you don't want to take that chance.
Yeah, so Steve found out, Steve Rossi, you know.
I think to me that's the best part is that people just. It was so funny watching as I turned around to look to see who could accept you. You just look at it, and I picked the person who had the biggest light in their eyes, like they had to get up there, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what,
she'd had a definite wanting to do the Tim Rossi impression.
Yeah,
Steve
Rossi impression.
He did a heck of a job.
I'm telling you, I had at least a dozen people come up to me, not just comics, but audience members and staff members that came up and said that's the best time they've ever had at the Ale House.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, it was a great show.
I haven't talked to Tim yet. I meant to send him off a message.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but here I am again.
Okay, now is this?
You're backstage. Only the host can see you, and it's just a big black space. There's nothing.
Huh.
Unless you're on a different show, I don't know because we only see you once on here, and it's on your phone.
Well, that's because I'm on the phone.
Oh, well, all right. Well, we'll just do it on the phone then.
All right. The thing I hate about the phone is it disconnects about every 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, time your stories.
All right. Do you hear the one about the guy who couldn't get me on the fucking laptop? That's a flopper.
Hey, here, do it this way.
You know, and here's the great part. It's his show and he can't get me on.
Hey, Sam, do this.
His Hebrew name is Duh. What?
Sam, try this. Leave your laptop on dark and turn off the sound, only the sound on your phone. So you
only
can
sound on my phone?
No. Don't do that because I don't see
No,
you.
Thomas Edison, no.
Here's what I can see. Here's what's going out live right now on our YouTube channel. Your ceiling with a fan spinning. So whatever.
That's because I'm my only fan. There, how's that?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but that's because now I'm holding I'm holding it up. But back to the laptop. It's not happening. I'm on the inset for backstage.
That's fine.
But that's it.
Okay. Here's what I think is happening. I think you have a different link on your laptop than you do on your phone.
I have a what?
A different link. You might be linking to a different show. I create a new link for every week. So you might be on last week's or something.
No.
I'd see you though. I'd see you on there just
you
like
see,
I see
one more time. You see me because
Right.
I'm on my phone.
Well,
That
we
is-
see Sam. We see you on the phone, and there's something. There's a box next to you that says Sam.
No,
So
that's
there-
him. That's
Yeah, I mean,
that's from his phone.
Yes, and that's me on the
That's
one more
you on the
time,
phone.
kids, in
That's
English.
you.
That's me on the fucking
Yes,
phone.
it is. Yes, it is.
All
Jesus
right.
All right.
Christ.
All right. Well, I tell you what.
Is it
since-
crowded in Congress, Mr. Jordan? Holy shit.
All right. First of all, Sam. First, in Susan's poem.
It's because I
Samantha's
shaved,
poem-
isn't it?
What's that?
It's because I shaved.
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, you look good though. It makes you look younger. I got to tell you that. You
Well,
look
if
younger
I
without
looked any older, I would be that fucking dog.
You and Sammy Hager are the same age. We just discovered. So.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're 76, right?
Yeah. No, I'm 75, but thanks for keeping me current.
Well, Sammy Hager's a year older than you are. Then. So.
Can I tell you something? The one
Yeah.
time I saw him with Van Halen,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wes isn't there, right? Okay. I
No.
hated him. I hated him.
Oh,
All
right.
he did after every song was, "Take that, Dave. What do you
Oh.
think of that, Dave?"
Oh man.
Come on, man. Really?
That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
won't drive 55 because I'm 21 years older than that.
Okay, so I don't know if you heard the story. It did make CNN, but
About the woman who was stabbed to death?
yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's a national story.
Well, the latest news is that it has nothing to do with politics or religion. So far, that they're still investigating.
How
But
do
the
they
chief-
know that? How do they know that if they haven't caught the person?
Exactly.
They did
They
some
don't know
evidence-
that.
They
You know what
don't
they're
know
trying
that.
to do? They're trying to quell the hell.
You're
Yeah.
That's what they're
absolutely
trying
right,
to do.
You
But
were-
anyway,
you were-
Samantha worked on both Alyssa Slotkin's campaign for both her campaigns for Congress, and Alyssa's running for Senate. I don't know if she was involved with her Senate campaign, but Alyssa's trying to move up into Debbie
Senateville.
Stabenow's Senate seat, and she also worked on Dana Nessel's campaigns for Attorney General.
Let me ask you a question. What do you
Yeah.
think the odds are that it's not because she's Jewish?
0.
0.
That's my
0.
I,
Was she stabbed to death outside the synagogue?
No, she was stabbed to death inside of her apartment, and they found her dead outside the apartment, but the trail of blood led back to her apartment, so they think she was killed inside her apartment.
This was not a random event. This was
No.
not. This was not.
This wasn't. I'm walking
burglary.
down the street. Oh, there's a woman. Let me kill her. No, no.
Right. No, I mean that can happen in Detroit. And
I mean,
does
it's
happen in
Detroit. It's Detroit. I don't want to bash Detroit too much, but we do have quite a few murders every year, so I mean that does happen. But because of the world situation, I'm sure the FBI is already in fact the state. The city police called the state police, and the state police called the FBI. So
I am not comforted by the FBI being involved.
Because you're a Republican, that's why.
Well, let's not forget the FBI was there when another Detroit native was killed by a bunch of Klansmen down south. But yeah, that's because I'm a Republican.
Oh, we're gonna compare it to something that happened.
I'm watching.
Yes, we are.
I'm watching.
We are.
Let me change the subject. I think you guys will find this interesting. I'm watching Jeopardy, and they have a thing called one of the categories is funny. Guess one of the it's the comics.
You getting that, Jason?
No, it's coming out, Sam.
Sam, we're getting every third word.
Guess what
Sam.
comic they quoted on Jeopardy?
What?
Did you get that?
Yeah.
A. Whitney Brown.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
And Mitch Hedberg.
Wow. Wow.
I guess they have to counter they have to counter the dead one with a live one.
And guess what? Which one is? Oh, never mind. And guess what the final Jeopardy question was? I thought of all of you immediately.
What was it?
This company was founded by someone who used to make a living working on the Mercury Chrysler assembly line in Detroit.
Motown. I know that.
And one of the people you'll love this. One of the people guessed is it 8 Mile? No, no, fatso. And it's embarrassing because he's from the Bronx, this guy. And I went, you really didn't know it was, oh God, please.
Well,
Wow.
just because you're fat, you're not necessarily stupid, but it helps.
You know Jimmy Celeste?
Jimmy Celeste?
Yeah, I know Jimmy Celeste.
He did a joke online today.
I saw it.
I laughed so hard. I laughed for 5 minutes. You didn't see it, Jason? You ready?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
It's not, by the way, if you've got children, it's not safe for work.
Yeah, if you have children, kill them. Okay.
I know it's coming. I saw this. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sam.
Right. Have you ever been smoking in your car and you flick the cigarette and you think it's out the window, but all of a sudden you smell something and you look in the rear view mirror and your grandmother's fingering herself? That's how. See how Jason's laughing? That's how I laugh.
My mother used to tell jokes like along those lines.
See how he's laughing? I laughed like that for 5 minutes. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yeah.
Somebody told there was a joke that was told about, it was the older couple, Doris and the older man,
Peter Boyle.
Frank Peter Boyle. Yeah. And they said, so how long you guys been married? They said, about 46 years. Doris is saying about 46 years. There were some good times and there were some bad times. And Frank says, what was a good day?
Oh, that's my two favorite lines from Peter Boyle on that show was, the first one was Robert Culp, and I can't remember who his wife was on the show, but they play Ray's wife.
Jessica Tandy was his wife. Jessica Tandy was his wife.
It wasn't Jessica Tandy.
I think it was Robert Culp and Jessica Tandy.
Absolutely not.
It's the redhead.
It was
from
not
Soap.
Jessica Tandy.
What's the name of the redhead from Soap? What was her name?
Catherine Hellmond.
All right,
it was Catherine Hellmond.
Catherine Hellmond.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jessica Tandy. Stop it.
Sorry.
Anyway, Jessica Tandy.
Catherine
No.
Hellmond.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so they play his wife's parents, and they're kind of a hip, older,
right.
Right. And they say, guess where and they say to Peter Boyle, who's from Queens, which means he's not hip. He goes, guess where we're going on our second honeymoon? I don't know where. Vietnam. Vietnam. What, are you going to give Charlie some payback? So that's one line. Excuse me. The second line is Ray goes on a TV show and does an interview. And he asks his father, what'd you think of the interview? And Peter Boyle goes, it was all right. It was all right. He says, come on, you're not being honest. It was fine. Let it go. Dad, what did you really think? What did I really think? I could have eaten a bowl of alphabet soup and crapped a better interview.
Sam, are you ready for some sports trivia?
Right now.
I've created a sports trivia quiz just for you. These guys can help out, but Andy's with me. He can see the answers.
I can see the answers.
So it's basically.
I still can't help because I can barely read. So,
All right. We're talking about the 4 major sports: baseball, football, basketball, and hockey.
I'm with you.
We're limiting all the answers have to do with those 4 sports. Not
so
soccer.
nothing to do with curling.
No curling. Exactly.
No highlight.
Oh no, exactly. No horse racing.
No pickleball. No pickleball.
The 4, no tennis, no golf. The 4 major.
No tetherball.
Sports, right?
Okay.
All right. Okay. How many cities? And let's take Canada and any other in the United States. How many cities in the United States? And we're going to talk about metropolitan areas because some of them will have some. Like for example, Foxborough is Boston, as far as I'm concerned, right? Okay. So how many cities? Okay, how many cities in the United States have all 4 major sports?
Well, let me see. There's Boston.
And got it. There's one. Let me check these
There's
out.
Boston.
All right.
There's Chicago.
Yep.
There is. Give me a second. There's Miami because they have hockey.
Yeah, they do.
Let me see. There is baseball, football, basketball. There is.
I'm going to give you one. You're sitting there.
Oh, I know that. It's what, Barcalounger a city? Well, I know New York, of course.
Right.
Yeah, New York.
Okay.
That was, that's the most obvious.
You're up to 4.
Let me see. LA.
Yep.
Baseball, football, basketball, hockey.
Oh no.
Hang on. Denver.
Yep.
Okay. Boston.
You already said Boston, but that is correct.
I did, or you did?
I'm sorry. What's that?
I thought you did.
No, I all I said was you're sitting in one of them. That's what I said.
So I was just cheating and piggybacking on you. That's all.
All right.
Let me see. Atlanta.
No, they do not have a hockey team.
No.
The Atlanta Thrashers used to be their hockey team. They moved
Phoenix.
to Calgary. Phoenix is one of them. Phoenix is one. There you go. Now you're up to 7.
Okay. How many are there?
No, I asked. That was the first question I asked. I asked you how many, and then you started naming them. So
yeah.
I have no idea how many.
Okay, I'll give it to you. There's 13, so you got 6 more to go.
Holy shit. Let me see. I said Chicago. Detroit.
I'm going to give you the ones you've already named. You ready? New York, LA, Chicago, Boston, Miami, Denver, and Phoenix.
Detroit.
Detroit is one. Yes. You got 5 more to go.
Okay. Milwaukee.
Milwaukee does not have a hockey team.
So you think. Okay.
The Wisconsin Badgers 1 game a season in Milwaukee does not count.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to take a guess and say that Natchez, Mississippi is not in there.
That's a good guess. It is not one of them.
Thank you.
Are you including Canadian cities in this, Mark?
I'm not. Well, Canadians, we don't have any that have all 4 sports in Canada because I'm not counting the CFL. But the NFL. Otherwise, it would be Toronto has all 4.
Charlotte.
Charlotte does not have a baseball team. But they have the other 3. You're right.
Isn't that amazing? A warm weather city doesn't have a baseball team.
Isn't that something? I think it's because the minor leagues are so big down there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I already said Miami, right?
You said Miami, correct.
Okay. Dallas.
Dallas is one of them. You got 4 more to go. 4 more to go.
Okay. Look. Wow, it's 8:58. Folks, you've been great. Let me
Sam,
see.
I want to know you're going to be able to get into the retirement home. You're okay. You're okay.
Back in my day, I'd whip your ass, you Santa Claus looking motherfucker. Let me see.
I'm putting that quote on my next ad. You Santa Claus
motherfucker.
motherfucker.
Not Denver, huh?
You already said Denver. That's one of the 9.
Okay, so it is Denver. Okay.
You have one. Okay, all right. Here you go. You have 1 city left that all the teams are not in the city proper, so it's like a metropolitan area. But all the other three, all the teams are in the city.
Oh, wait a minute. Washington.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go, Washington. You got 3 more.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Washington. I'm sorry. I just.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't count Washington twice.
I'm sorry. God damn it.
3 more teams have all 4 major sports. 3 more cities.
There's an East Coast, a Midwest, and a
Houston.
Houston does not have a hockey team.
Thank God.
East Coast, Midwest, and the West Coast.
Oh, that's pretty good.
East Coast, Midwest, and okay, East Coast.
There's
so
one
let's
East
see.
Coast city.
I did Boston, New York, Philadelphia.
There you go. That's the East Coast city. You got 2 more. One's the Midwest and one's the West Coast.
Midwest. Okay. Oh, well, St. Louis.
No, St. Louis does not have a basketball team.
They used to.
Doesn't have a football team either, and it used to have a football team too.
They used to.
I know.
Should Sammy be stripping at this point? I mean, if he misses one, he strips, and that's it.
No, we're not doing. We're not.
Don't get
Nobody
your
strips
hope.
on.
Don't get your hopes up, pal.
Nobody strips on this show unless Lisa volunteers. So anyway.
Yeah, well.
I'm sorry. Did someone say something? What? I'm sorry.
And
now Sam's secret crush.
One Midwestern city has all 4 major team sports, and one West Coast city has 4.
A West Coast city. I need a West Coast city and a Midwest city. Is that what you're saying?
City. Right.
Midwest, and it's it's not Denver, or if it is.
All right, here's the Midwest cities you've already named: Denver, Dallas, Chicago, Detroit. That's it. Everything else is East or West Coast. So think of something other than those cities in the Midwest.
Seattle.
Seattle's West Coast, and Seattle does not have a basketball team.
Do you want a hint?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, here's the hint I'm going to give you.
Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh, Minneapolis.
Oh, there you go. And Jason got it. It's Minneapolis. The Timberwolves, the Wild, the Vikings, and the Twins are Minneapolis. All right. One more city.
And it's West Coast?
West Coast. And it's
San Diego. Is it? Did I do LA?
You did LA.
San Diego? No.
Nope.
Well, it's got to be north of those. It's not Portland.
No.
So Portland, Seattle, West Coast, or like, is it right off the Pacific?
Right. I tell you what, this is the one city that's a metropolitan area where the teams are. But one of the cities is right on the water.
Oakland.
Alcatraz.
Oakland, I'll give it to you because it's San Francisco.
San Francisco. Okay.
You got the Giants and the 49ers, and then you've got the Warriors all in San Francisco. And San Jose, I included that in the San Jose Sharks are the hockey team. And
so I didn't do badly.
You didn't do badly.
You did great.
It's 13 cities with all 4 sports. Now we're getting tricky. Are you ready?
That wasn't tricky.
This is the whole show.
Oh,
Name the fans.
Wait a minute.
Name the fans.
Okay.
There are 2 sports where there's cities with only one of those sports in a team. In other words, is it baseball, football, hockey, or basketball? 2 of those have cities.
Portland.
Portland has a basketball team. I'm sorry, 3. I'm sorry.
Portland only has basketball.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I got to put that in a different category. All right. So Portland is one of them. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I said that wrong.
Boy, Ken Jennings' job is safe.
I'm sorry. Baseball.
You're not going to get Jeopardy.
Baseball is the only sport in one city. There's one city where it's only baseball, and they don't have any of the other 3 sports. What city is that? Only baseball.
Oh, Jesus.
They don't have football. They don't have hockey. They don't have basketball.
Well, Columbus has got a hockey team?
That's hockey. I'm talking about baseball. What baseball city has only baseball? I did have Portland right there.
Well, let me see. Judging by the way that the Commanders play, I was going to say Washington, but
no, but they have hockey and basketball too.
They do. Yeah, they do. They have all 4. Yeah.
There's only one.
They only have baseball, huh?
They only have baseball.
That's it. Wow.
The Louisville Redbirds.
We're going with Major League. Let's go with Major League.
I'm
not
sorry.
AAA. Not AAA. Sorry.
I know. I'm kidding. Let me see.
You want to help them out with this one, Jason?
I can't think of it offhand.
They used to have the. Here's what for you. They used to have all 3 of the other sports, and all 3 of the franchises that were there have moved on.
Well,
to other cities, but they've abandoned the city and only. No, St. Louis has both. St. Louis has both hockey. St. Louis has both hockey and baseball. St. Louis Blues. So, no, this is the city that has only baseball. It's a pretty major city too. You'd be surprised.
Say it's not Phoenix.
Only baseball.
No, Phoenix has all four. We already discussed that one.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
I didn't say anything.
I missed what he said.
I give up.
San Diego.
I give up.
San Diego only has.
Yeah.
That's
Clippers-
that's a major city.
The Clippers moved to LA. The Chargers moved to LA, and the team that had been the Gulls moved and became the Golden State Seals, which are now the San Jose Sharks. So there you go. There. All right. Now, hockey also has a city where hockey is the only major sport in that city. There's only one hockey. Which city is
And
that?
this is still the USA.
Still the USA. Only one U.S. Oh, can't count Canada because that's the only. In Canada, that is the only sport.
Yeah. Well,
That's true. Yeah, it's not like Winnipeg has a baseball team. Yeah,
the only
that's
American city. The only American city that has one major sport, and it's hockey. I got a hint for you guys.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, here it is. Jason said it earlier when we were talking about other sports.
That wasn't a clue.
That was a clue because Jason will remember what he said.
I do.
You going to give it to us?
I give up.
Say,
It was a city in Ohio, Jason. You mentioned a city in Ohio.
Yeah,
Columbus.
Yeah.
Columbus is the only sport, the only major
Can I ask you a
sport.
question? How the hell did they get a major league franchise?
Because Cleveland and Cincinnati didn't want it. That's the only thing I can think of.
Was Ashtabula taken? Jesus Christ!
Are you kidding me? Wait till we get to basketball. But football first. How many cities are there where football is the only NFL football is the only sport? NFL now. NFL football is the only sport. In
Green Bay.
That's one of them, and there's one more. What's the other one?
I'll
give you a hint. It's in the other conference from Green Bay.
It's not in Green Bay's conference.
It's not in Green Bay's conference. Green Bay's in the National. This team is in the American.
Well, no, because Green Bay's got Minnesota, Chicago. It's got major cities.
Right. No.
Oh, you're saying it's in the NFC. You're saying it's in the AFC.
It's in the AFC. Yeah. There's two cities that are only football cities. One's in the National Conference, Green Bay, and the other one's in the American Conference.
Well, the Patriots are in Foxborough, but
I already said Foxborough.
No. They're four teams. They're four teams.
Yeah. This one is This one isn't even.
That's like Washington. Well, that's like Washington. Their Washington's football team does not play in D.C.
I know, but I still count it as the metropolitan area. This football team.
Of course, yeah, because the owner.
This football team I'm talking about. Yeah, this football team I'm talking about. That's not Green Bay. Isn't even close to another professional sports franchise. Forget what sport. I mean, it's a football town, and that is it. And they're not even. You have to drive a day's drive to get to another one.
Okay, well that cuts out. Yeah. All right.
A day's drive for me because I got to stop. Because I got to stop and pee all the time. So I mean, maybe a younger person could drive there.
Well, that could just be your age.
Yeah.
If I can drop a hint.
American Conference. They've only got 32 teams, but one of them, the only major sport in that town is football. You got Green Bay. The other one's in the American Conference.
Jacksonville.
There you go. I knew you'd be good at this. All right. This category, when I got this one, I couldn't believe it.
There's more.
Now we're going to basketball.
Okay.
Remember how we had 13? Remember how we had 13 cities where all four sports were played there? In basketball, there's seven cities where basketball is the only sport. Name them. 7 cities. NBA basketball is the only sport in these 7 cities.
Oh shit, that's it.
Oh, I thought you'd be banging this
Butte
out.
Pioneers.
Well, speaking of pioneers,
No, is that wrong?
Yeah, one of them is a very unaptly named
Oklahoma
team.
City.
There you go. There's one.
Oklahoma City.
That's one. 6 more.
Oh gee. Carolina.
Carolina has both hockey and basketball. In addition, they have the Carolina Hurricanes and the Bobcats.
Oh, okay. So they're out.
Yep.
There's nothing in South Carolina. Atlanta's too big. Florida's too big. I already did Jacksonville. It's gone. New Orleans has the Saints and the Pelicans.
Yes, they do.
Oh dear. We lost Sam.
Oh, did we really?
Oh, this thing says a Mickey Mouse operation.
And he's over here, and he's in the studio, and has the nerve to go, this is such a Mickey Mouse operation.
That's not fair.
I think that's Sam's way of just getting out of it.
Mouse has a much better operation. Thank you very much. I mean, have you seen the money Disney can put in on an operation? I mean, it's
I am going. I'm, in order to keep the show going here, I'll give these to him when he gets back. But here they are. Orlando only
Mickey
have the
Mouse.
Magic.
Right.
Yeah. Sacramento only has basketball. Memphis doesn't have any other major sport. San Antonio, Portland, and Salt Lake City.
Okay.
So we'll give those to him when he gets back on, if he gets back on.
Well, while we're waiting for Sam, I just want to let you know that I've got the Matt Gate urinal decals ready to go.
What is that?
That's a decal Matt Gates that you can put on your urinal.
Oh.
Sam.
Yeah.
You bugged out somehow.
Well, I did. That's because I'm on the phone.
Okay.
I don't understand this. I'm looking at the screen on my laptop. It says you're backstage. Only the host can see you. And for a time, I saw the little swirly things, before you come on, the little white swirly things, and then nothing.
Now, when you came on the phone, did you get the same thing where it says only the host can see you?
No, phone I was on immediately.
Wow, that's weird. I don't know what to tell you because I've only seen you where it says the host can see you. I know what they're talking about because on my dashboard I'm able to see everybody that's either on the screen or waiting
and
on the
screen. I went off of it and came back and it did the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while you were gone, let me tell you, I didn't know if you'd be back, so we didn't want to delay anything. So I gave the.
Well, you think I left in a huff?
No.
What?
No, I thought because you were on your phone, you went to look it up on your phone.
Oh man. Oh man, that hurt.
I'm just kidding. You wouldn't do that. That's why I saved the quiz for you. I thought this would be great for you. But I named the 7 cities that have basketball only. They are.
What are they?
All right. Orlando. You said no other Florida, but you forgot Orlando. Orlando, Sacramento, Memphis, San Antonio, Portland, Oklahoma City, and Salt Lake City. Those are the 7 that only have basketball as their major
I'm a little
sport.
surprised that Salt Lake City only has basketball.
Isn't that something?
And I'm also surprised that Salt Lake City has basketball, a sport that is preponderant in African Americans.
That is, yeah, and that they're called the Jazz because
because it was New Orleans.
Yeah, it was New Orleans, but when they moved, they didn't change the name, probably because Brigham Big Boned Young and and Joseph Two Lips Smith and all the other great jazz artists from the Mormon tradition.
Yeah. Joseph Hot Lips Smith.
Smith, exactly.
Jedediah.
Jedediah. Yeah. Jedediah Judkins and his.
Did you ever hear David Tell's bit about? Is it a bit or is it just? It's a joke. How do the Amish make love?
No.
He goes, how do the Amish make love? I mean, what does that sound like? Oh, yee. God, is he funny?
Oh,
God. Man.
David was very funny.
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg's joke on Jeopardy was, this is you had to identify what this is a wonderful vegetable if you like this is a wonderful vegetable if you like 2,000 of them.
Oh, rice.
Rice.
Rice is a vegetable?
Yeah.
I guess.
I thought rice was,
of course it is. Rice patties, sure.
I thought rice was
and A. Whitney Brown's was, I don't eat this way because I like animals. I do it because I hate lettuce. What is a vegetarian?
Oh, that's very funny. My favorite A. Whitney Brown line was, A is just another form of junior. It means another.
Well, he used to come on stage and go, my name is A. Whitney Brown, as opposed to the Whitney Brown.
Yes.
He might be, of all the people I've ever worked with, the most degenerate person I've ever worked with.
Wow.
Nice.
He was sleeping with the woman. Where was this? I think it was Louisville, maybe. She was the manager of the club.
Oh,
he was sleeping with her, and he was really disappointed that he couldn't pull a threesome with her and her daughter, who was like 15.
Wow.
And I said, listen,
I never got to see that, Whitney, because I only worked with him out in LA. So I said to him, I said, listen, I'm not going to stay in the condo with you anymore. He says, well, where are you going to stay? He said, well, I know a couple of women here who I could, crash with. And he said, well, why don't you stay with me? He says, I said, I think I could catch something. I think I could actually contract something.
Yeah.
And then he's sleeping with another woman, and the manager of the club, who by the way was no prize herself, she was a really mean person. She comes in because she's got a key.
A manager of a club? That's so hard to believe.
I know. And she comes in, and he's in bed with this other woman, and she goes, what are you doing? And he looks up and he goes like, yeah, get the fuck, like that. Now, I came back just at that time to get my stuff, and she goes, get in my car. I go, oh God, does she want to do me? How do I say no? Oh man, this is tough. So she drives me to her place. No, she drives me to her place, and she says, here, take this. And it's a sweater she was going to get him. It was, and then she says, here's your money. Here's his money. She gave me his money.
Wow.
She says, you pay him. I go, I don't know how much he's got paid. She says, pay him whatever you like.
Wow.
She said, he's done so much coke, he won't know. So I said, you have to tell me. I don't know. This is unfair. So she tells me, and so I get to him, and I'm thinking, he is all banged up on coke. I could actually rip him off, and he won't know. So he was supposed to get, let's say, 2,000. It's not that, but let's say 2,000, and I'm supposed to get 700. And so I pay myself, and then I pay him.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then he says, and he goes, well, here, you take this, and gives me 200.
Well, that's cool.
And I said, for what? He goes, oh, I don't know. Why not? And I go,
he's
well,
tipping his
I said, next week I'm in Cincinnati. If you're in a generous mood and you happen to be free.
I used to get tipped by headliners quite a bit. If somebody was coming to town making $3,500, $4,000, and I was making $7,000 or $8,000, I'd often get a couple hundred from the headliner. I mean,
who was the worst headliner you ever worked with?
A guy named Jerry Grossman. You ever heard of him?
No.
Yeah, he was a guitar act.
Oh God, that's all. Oh.
Oh,
But he
you
was
just made my
he was
chest cave in.
everything that went wrong with his show was the fault of the MC and the opener or the middle act or whatever. Everybody else on the show had something to do with how bad his show went, and often his show wasn't that bad. Oh, but if the MC
But if
and
it
the
did
middle,
go bad,
yeah, if it did go bad, it was always the fault of the MC in the middle. And I just didn't like that. I mean, it's kind of like we gave you a great audience, you know. We gave them, you know, we got them warmed up for you. You should have just coasted, you know, that type of thing. And he was just, you know, what happened was we were doing things that weren't guitar acts, and he's doing song parodies that were really kind of dated, you know. And as the you got to keep up with your audience. That. Yeah, you got to keep up with your audience. You can't be doing Orson Bean jokes, you know.
Orson Bean? Jesus Christ.
Orson
you can't be telling Toady Field stories.
Yeah. Orson Bean, what, 1965?
I'm going to tell you something. If you tell Toady Field stories, you don't have a leg to stand on.
Oh! We'll be here all week. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam Greenfield, folks.
Oh, by the way, Jason, as we're talking here about 4,000 for the headliner and 800 for the middle, and I turned to Andy. I go, "Remember those days?"
Yeah,
because Andy was around back in those days.
Well, I told you what Barbara always used to say to me.
Good money.
Honey, tell me about the boom.
Tell me about the boom. Yeah.
Many years ago, there were comics with no talent who got paid a lot. That was the boom.
That was me.
Yeah. Certain comics who could fill up things like Madison Square Garden.
And and then there were comics who couldn't fill a tooth.
Yeah. Did you see Rich Scheidner's remembrance of Mike Dugan today?
No.
Go just.
No, I did not. I didn't know Mike Dugan died.
Oh yeah, he died last week. He was in hospice for about a month.
Jesus.
And he did us the great favor of posting that he was going into hospice at home. Joey Novak, who we saw at Peter's show, remember, and Anita Wise did yeoman's work taking care of him, getting him to all his appointments and stuff like that, because he was only in New Jersey because his wife had left him in California and took his daughters to New Jersey. So he moved to New Jersey to be with his girls.
And you mean ditched him?
Ditched him and took her girls.
He was dying and she left him.
No. This was before she was dying. This is when the girls are still young. They're adult women now.
Oh, okay. Don't tell Whitney.
Yeah. But anyway, Rich Scheidner has gone back on Facebook now. Has gone back to his original spelling of his name, which is Shidner, because he
not
went to
SHY.
Right, he went to Y for showbiz because everybody's called it Shidner, but it's pronounced Scheidner, so he put.
Oh my God, I never even thought of that. Who would? Oh man.
Yeah, he kept being called Rich Shidner, so he changed it to Y. But now he's back on Facebook.
And of course, his other claim to fame is, how many comics do you know, male comics do you know, who married a woman who's now gay?
If you give me a second, I could probably think of another, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
No, he didn't marry her, but Steve. What's it?
The famous story was the guy down in Houston, Lawrence. Oh shit, what was his name? Houston comic named Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
No clue.
I can't think of his last name, but he was bringing a girl to the club, and all the comics are going, I think that's a guy. And he goes, no. And they're all going, yeah, I think that's I don't know if you guys been intimate. Oh no, I've just been going out with her. Nothing's happening.
No, that's not a guy. Then how come she was standing next to me in the urinal? That's all I want to know.
Exactly. Explain that, my friend.
Got those nice.
So you're talking about married somebody that had a sex change?
No, he never married her, but he was bringing this girl to a club that all the comics were convinced was.
Was she a guy, or was she just supremely butch?
No, she was transvestite. before. I guess it was before we had. It was before we had gender identities. I mean, it was okay to be a transvestite before we had gender identities. Now, I guess if you say you're a transvestite, everybody goes, is upset with you because you're not with the cause.
Yeah, because you don't have the balls. You should pardon the idea.
You don't have the balls to go full on.
I thought transvestite didn't cut off their balls. They just basically dressed as women.
Them in. Yeah.
I don't know.
Transsexual cuts their balls off.
Conrad Lawrence. That was his name. Conrad Lawrence.
Steve Martin.
Now that you've told me, I still don't know who he is.
For years,
Steve Martin used to date Anne Hesh, and Anne Hesh went.
The guy
used to date. There you go. Steve Martin used to date Anne Hesh, and Anne Hesh went gay, and then she went straight, and then she died.
Then she died.
Then she died.
Yeah, that's right.
She was a really good actress.
She was.
Yeah.
That movie she did with Harrison Ford was a great movie.
And she used to have an arc, a considerably long arc on Chicago PD.
Yeah. No, I think her interaction with Ellen. I think Ellen is such a toxic human being.
I do too.
Her that she was just emotionally left an empty husk of a human being. Ellen is a mysterious entity to me, and I'll tell you why. Because I've met her wife, Portia de Rossi. She is the nicest, sweetest person you could hope to meet. And I met Ellen's, and actually met Ellen's mother, and she's nice. And I'm thinking, where does this come from?
Ellen DeGeneres. I've worked with Ellen DeGeneres 4 or 5 times, not a whole week, so I didn't have to live with her, but I've worked with her 4 or 5 times, and she was not a bitch. I mean, she wasn't, she wasn't all.
She wasn't friendly, but she wasn't. She
wasn't huggy. Yeah, she wasn't. She wasn't outwardly friendly. I mean, she was professional. That's, I guess, the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm. She acted
professional. She treated people. She treated people with respect, and I didn't see anything wrong with her. But you hear all this stuff, so I don't know. It
could be just a club or whatever.
Just my experience.
By the way, I think I told you this, Mark, about the guy in Chicago, the program director. Did I tell you this? No, I didn't tell you.
Keep going, because it doesn't sound. Okay. Keep going, because it doesn't sound familiar.
No, I don't think I did. No, I know. You know who I told? I told my first boss in radio, Alan Eisenson, who you don't know.
Okay.
There's a new news outlet. It's not that new, but News Nation. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be, like real middle of the road, not left, not right, which I define as boring. But they have Ashley Banfield.
They don't want to make money, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, but they are making money, which is amazing. But they have Ashley Banfield and Cuomo and Chris Cuomo and okay. They have some pretty big names. Anyway, so I thought, let me apply to them. They're in Chicago. I'm going to send them a tape. So the first thing I do when I do this is I look up who is running the show. And the guy's name is, I believe, I don't know if I got the first name right, Michael Korn, Corn. So I Google.
That name sounds familiar to me.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Is he a lifelong radio guy? Because that name sounds really familiar.
I think. Well, he's more TV because he was on CNN.
Yes, for years.
So what happened? So I'm reading about him, and Michael Korn was sued by 2 different women who worked at CNN for A, unlawful touching, B, sexual harassment, and C, toxic, not unhealthy, toxic work environment.
Wow.
So I thought to myself, well, I'm not a chick.
And meanwhile, Michael Korn's thinking, "Hey, my first non-chick."
That's all I need. I mean, I worked with Roger Ailes, who blazed a trail of inhumanity to women that almost can't be meaningfully measured. But he was fine with me. I mean, he didn't do anything, And also, I was so low on the Fox totem pole that I'd have to be looking up to see the guy who was 35th in line. So.
Right. Recently, Michael Korn was ABC News executive producer of World News with Diane Sawyer.
Yeah.
Right. And he got bounced like a basketball, you know.
Executive producer of Good Morning America.
Yep. He was a big deal.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess so.
Yeah,
But you know that he's got that look, though. I could tell.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, let me say this before we sign off.
Yeah.
If you guys have a chance, I don't know if you've ever seen it. I'm urging you to get a copy of or find out how you can get Dinner at 8, the classic movie from 1933 that has the following cast: Lionel Barrymore, John Barrymore, Marie Dressler, Jean Harlow, Wallace Beery.
Oh my God.
Who else?
Everybody.
Billy Burke, who played the Good Witch.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Lee Tracy.
Huh?
Lee Tracy.
Lee Tracy.
Lee Tracy.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Edmund Lowe.
Edmund Lowe played in the movie Dillinger. He played the guy they called Doc. The one with
Philip
the
Holmes.
original, you know, the one with Dillinger. You know who?
Madge Evans, Karen Morley. I'm looking at the cast here. Wallace Beery.
I mean, and there were some brilliant little vignettes in it where, like, Edmund Gwenn plays Edmund Lowe rather plays a doctor who, like, you know, screws around with some of his patients, good-looking patient, and his wife is how we would, and she talks about how she knows he does this, and he goes, "Why don't you leave me?" She goes, "Because I love you and I know why you do it. Because even though you know you're a Park Avenue doctor, you have the mentality of a 10th Avenue masher because of the way you were raised." And she says, "And I forgive you." And he says it'll never happen again. Fingers the intern. No, but he straightens up. And Lionel Barrymore's in it, and it's just a wonderful movie.
Directed by
movie.
George.
It's a little dated, some of the acting, but it's really worth it.
It's directed by George Cookers, produced by David O. Selznick.
Yeah.
Wow, God,
who directed Gone with the Wind.
It's based on the stage play by it's based on the stage play by George Kaufman.
You lost.
Back.
Like you said, he goes out every 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've only got 2.5 minutes left anyway, so let's hope he gets back on here so we can say goodbye.
Yeah, Cooker was a very good.
Screenplay was by Herman Mankiewicz and Frances Marion. Now, who is she? Frances Marion. That name sounds familiar.
Did Cooker direct?
Wasn't she Orson Welles' girlfriend? No,
who?
that was. What was Orson, or not Orson, but Hearst's girlfriend?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The newspaper magnate up in San Francisco. That guy.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think that is who that is.
Who is that?
Yeah.
Frances Marion.
Yes, that's it. She is. Frances Marion was the Hearst's squeeze.
Yeah. God, I got one right. I can't believe it. Well, I was able to pull off an Amy Semple Pearson, you know. So.
you know that Amy Semple McPherson is mentioned in the song "Hooray for Hollywood."
Really? I didn't know that.
Hooray for Hollywood, when you're successful if you're merely good. When anyone at all from Shirley Temple to Amy Semple is equally understood. Go on and try your luck, you could be Donald Duck. Yeah.
Hooray for Hollywood.
Hey, man,
yeah, but Edna Ferber, as you said, George S. Kaufman.
Yeah. Yep.
And the great scene is when John Barrymore, who was an alcoholic, completely screws his career up. He has this one chance to do a little cameo on stage, and he's drunk and delusional about how important he is, and he completely screws it.
Is Barrymore the one who's body? Is that the guy whose body they went and had the wake with? They went and grabbed him out of the morgue and propped him up and had a proper wake.
I don't know. I mean, he was a guy who drank so much alcohol that, you know, if a fire took place in the funeral home, he would never have died.
No.
Well, stick around. But that's our hour. Our Monday night here. It's the off night, and we'll be back here at 8 o'clock.